Hello techies. Welcome to our brand new video series focused on helping you get the most of your experiences in life. Before we start the video, let's know about Upptalk. Upptalk is a live, interactive platform for software training, furnishing robust personalities who could take on universal business platforms.
Chris, I have a doubt. So in the location country, we have taken only one comparison value. So why is the relational operator any in the selection list? Why isn't it is equal to? You may use is equal to as well. Some fields do allow for is equal to, but any in the selection list is a more versatile kind of option. That let's say, tomorrow you want to add Germany to this list. Oh, USA and Germany. So just add Germany in the dropdown. You don't need to change the operation, oh right. So this yes, yeah. What if I have to apply this eligibility rule to one particular organization, then what we do? Let's say I want to do it only for my XYZ Motors, right? Let's do that. So then, what shall we do? The organization, you tell me. Let me add it over the top right. And then what is the name of the field that we should use? Organization. So in an organization, perfect organ support, right? We will search with this organization and superior organizations, and then we will select any in the selection list, and then we scroll to the right, and we choose 1001, right? That was the code, XYZ Motors, correct, that's it. Yes, if that organization is like not a superior organization, then do we need to add this rule? Because that will be anyway at the end of the IK. Okay, if it is not the top level organization, or in other words, if it does not have any subordinates, then you have to add each of the organizations that you want to be included as part of the rule. Let's say, I want only for XYZ Sales and XYZ Manufacturing, only for these two organizations. Then what should I do? My condition is, we have to add only those two. Absolutely yes. If I want this rule to work for managers in the US or supervisors in the UK only in XYZ Motors Manufacturing and XYZ Motor Sales, then what? What do I need to do instead of using XYZ Motors? I will use XYZ Motors Manufacturing and XYZ Motor Sales. It's okay. The specific of the condition remains the same. The rest of it remains the same, right? And now everything remains the same. Everything remains the same. Only thing I have changed is XYZ Motors Manufacturing and XYZ Motor Sales. So if somebody is a manager in the US, but an XYZ Motors executive, so they will not be eligible for this. Right. Only the workers who are managers in the US or supervisors in the UK and belong to either of these two organizations, XYZ Motors Manufacturing or XYZ Motor Sales, only they will be eligible. Right? This is like only supervisor and manager can be covered in this. No other employees. Yeah, only the managers in the US, not just all managers. Yeah, only the managers who are in the US. Right, because that's what we have written. Management level is manager and country of location is us. We have written. And country of location in the US. Yeah, Krish, can you please re-explain this? Condition, rule, organization and superior organization. Why is it not applicable for executive, when you add manufacturing and sales? Why will it? Why will it have executive? This will have the organization and its subordinates. Right. So XYZ Motors Manufacturing. If we look at the organization hierarchy, where is XYZ Motors Manufacturing? It's right here. Does it have any subordinates? No, it doesn't have, right? It doesn't have. What about sales? It doesn't have any subordinates. So since I have included only these two organizations as part of only these two organizations will be, employees of these two organizations will be considered, nothing else. If I include executive in my rule, then what happens then? The three XYZ Motors executive and its subordinates, which is XYZ Motors Sales and XYZ Motors Manufacturing, right? Yeah, got it. So it will include, and its subordinates, which one more the salted, ask you one more thing. Example, I have added superior organization here, competition value. So I wanted to make separate rules for subordinate company, subordinate organization, correct? Yes, you may do that, no. Yeah, that is what. Can you please show me that answer here? Okay, but yeah, if you want to do that, then you have to use this combination of add and or, just like we did for our managers in US and or supervisors in the UK. You see, you have to add one row which says XYZ Motors, right, the top level organization, and you have to add another condition, and then you could write an or condition and put organization and superior organization equal to XYZ Motors Sales and the other condition that you want. You have to write multiple rule conditions, just like we have written, like everything here. Well, okay, so in one line, you will write, Organ Super gets Spicy Motors and let's say, management level is equal to manager or Organ Super equal to XYZ Motors manufacturing and management level equal to supervise, something like this. But make sure that the rules are mutually exclusive, because the first condition that is satisfied, that will be selected. Okay, if this is the condition that is satisfied, then it's a match, right? It will not even go for the or condition, okay? So when you are writing rules, make sure that the first and the second are mutually exclusive, otherwise it doesn't make sense to write another or condition, isn't it? So right, when you are writing rules, think about it. Write it down on a piece of paper, if you want, or put it in an Excel spreadsheet, PowerPoint, whichever is more comfortable. Do that, and then test it out. Okay, you have two ways to test. What is the first one? You go to Compensation Eligibility, View Eligible Workers. That is one way of doing, and the other one, this View Eligible Workers will give you a list of all the workers who satisfy this condition, or you can do a test and, using test, you can test for specific workers, right? And the result will be either yes or no. If the worker is part of this list, it will be yes. The worker doesn't satisfy the condition, it will be a no, right? It is always recommended that you do a positive test as well as some negative tests as well. Okay, right now let's move on to the next topic. We will use the eligibility rules throughout, the course, whenever we are using compensation. But let's learn a little bit about what are compensation elements, and what our compensation creates, and great profiles. So a compensation element maps the compensation plans to the payroll earnings. This is just the heading under which an employee is going to get paid. Okay, compensation elements and the payment types that are included. Sorry, the typo 1 second. It should be. Give me a second, so it should be. Compensation elements are the payment types that are included in the compensation plans and compensation element groups. Okay. What are some of the examples of compensation elements like base pay, car allowance? Commissions are all examples of compensation elements. This is actually the heading under which an employee will get paid. Okay, it's a payment type, definitely. Now let's talk about grades and grade profiles. It's a very, very interesting topic. A grade is the pay range, right? We know that a grade is the pay range.
Please do like, share and subscribe to our channel. For more information, contact us at sales@upptalk.com.